Hello everybody, welcome to the channel. My name is Old Man Hitch, and today we're going to be taking a look at my new EVGA GeForce GTX 1080 Ti SC Black Edition for gaming. It has 11 gigabytes of GDDR5X, and it comes with an ICX cooler and LEDs. This is not one of the ICX technology cards with all the fancy thermal sensors, so if you're looking for that, you'll want to take the next step up, which is the 1080 Ti SC2. It'll cost you about an extra $30, and the specs between the two cards are basically the same. If you really want all the technical details on ICX technology and thermal sensors, I'll provide you with a link in the description to a review on Gamers Nexus. It's worth noting that in that review there's a mistake. The SC2 is incorrectly priced at $720, which is the price of this card, which is the SC Black Edition. So this card is replacing my EVGA 980 Ti superclocked gaming ACX 2.0 with 6 gigabytes of GDDR5. It's about a year and a half old, and it was running excellently. I have no real complaints with it, other than I was starting to have to turn down a few settings here and there for performance. And although it was capable of maintaining 60 FPS on ultra and high settings on newer games, turning on Bandicam for recording or anything like that would always bring the frame rate down to about 40 frames per second. So I upgraded to ensure that I could continue to produce good quality content and test games on the highest settings as they released. So here's everything in the box. You get a poster, some stickers, software, power cables, and warranty info. It's pretty basic stuff. Here's some peeling shots for those of you who like that kind of stuff. No judging. And finally, here they are side by side, old and new. The 980 will be going into a PC build for my kids whenever I get around to it, so it's still got many more games of Overwatch and Dota to look forward to. But for now, goodbye old friend. Now I'll show you a bit of the performance using Ghost Recon Wildlands, which launched on March 7th. So not only is it a fairly new release, it also conveniently has a benchmark, which we can use to compare the 1080 Ti with the 980 Ti. First up, I'll show the 980 Ti with custom settings that I was playing with. As you can see, texture quality is ultra, but everything else is high, and a few of the effects like motion blur and long range shadows are off. Additionally, I should note that I ran these tests at 1440p, which in hindsight I wish I had done it at 1080p, but this is the resolution that I play at, so that's what I have recorded. And as you can see, the 980 handles the game quite well on custom settings with an average frame rate around 63. We've got lows around 55 and a high of 71. Now let's crank up the settings to the ultra presets and run it again. It's chugging like a champ, but with significantly lower frames per second. The temperature has reached up to 80 degrees. It was about 78 to 79 in the previous test. As you can see, the 980 Ti can do about 40 frames per second on ultra settings at 1440. It did dip to 34 for a low point and topped off around 44. Surely on ultra at 1080p, I speculate that we probably could have gotten over 50 frames per second, somewhere in the low 50s I imagine. But for now, let's look at what the 1080 Ti can pull off. First up is the custom settings run. As you can see, they're pretty much the same as earlier. Ultra texture quality and everything else is high. Remember, the 980 gave us an average of about 63 frames per second. Well, the 1080 averages nearly 100 with an impressive max of 110.56 and a low of 84.49. And it did all of that close to 10 degrees cooler than the 980. So the ICX coolers are doing the good work there. Now let's crank up the settings to ultra and have a go. I'm amazed the temperature never gets above 70 here. The 980 hit 80 degrees at one point during the ultra test, but I'm trying not to read too much into that because it wasn't tested right out of the box. It had some mileage on it to begin with. So the results are in, and I've got to be honest, I was hoping for a little bit better. but it still manages to average very close to 60 frames per second at 59, with a low of 49 and a high of 68. But let's not forget that this is also at 1440 resolution. I did mention that I forgot to test the old card at 1080p, but I speculated that it would probably be in the low 50s for frames per second. Now, let's see what the 1080 Ti can do at 1080p resolution on ultra settings. There you have it, an easy 68.56 average, with a low of 62 and a high of 78. So there it is, guys, my new EVGA 1080 Ti SC Black Edition on display. I'm really excited for the future of this card and the videos that I'm going to make with it, and who knows, maybe someday I'll be able to get a second one and we'll have an SLI comparison. Just kidding, my wife would probably kill me. Anyways, my name is Old Man Hitch. If you did enjoy this video, please consider to like or subscribe. I'll be back soon with some more game reviews. You can follow me on Twitter and check out my live streams on Twitch TV/OldManHitch for more content. I'm currently on a quasi break from streaming over there, but that's going to end really soon, and I'm going to be live a lot more often. Thank you as always, and have an awesome day.